Hello, Eric Gimbal, ericgimbal.com, and today I'm going to present you my 5 tips for April 2017. Let's start. First, thank you to Claudia for being behind the camera. There she is. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ericgimbal, my website, ericgimbal.com. If you have any question, you can send me an email to info@ericgimbal.com. Okay, tip number 1. Very often I see people that buy a zoom lens like a 24-70 or 70-200, for example, or the typical 17-55, and they only use one extreme part, or the 17 or the 55. And actually, if you have a zoom, it's a tool. You should use several depending on what you need. It's true that in another tip I explained that when you do like portrait, you should try to fix it on 55 or 70 or 80 and don't touch it. Use your zoom as if it was a fixed focal lens, a prime lens, okay? Or when I said you do street photography, put it like the equivalent of 28 or 24 millimeters and don't touch it anymore, because otherwise you don't have consistency between your pictures. Yeah, but I don't speak about this. I speak when you don't have this obligation of keeping consistency between pictures and pictures. So try to investigate your material, try to investigate the zoom. Same thing with aperture. People have 2.8 and they do all their pictures in 2.8. They have 1.4 and they do everything 1.4. And this is not logical. You should do it depending on what you need to do, what you want to do, the style you want to give to your picture. I don't believe you want all your picture to be the same. So investigate this side of your material and try to use more part of your zoom lens. Okay. Tip number 2. Very often we have one big bag with all our material in there. And we carry this, it's very heavy and we don't actually need all what we carry. So I advise you buy a second or a third smaller bag. Okay, so this way, your camera bag, you just keep what you actually need. If you just need one camera body with one lens, well, a very small bag. If you need one body and two lenses, well, a bit larger, or a flash unit or whatever. But this way, you will make more pictures because you won't have to think twice before taking the camera with you, or knowing that you're going to be visiting a city the whole day carrying a massive bag and you just end up not making any pictures, or your bag is ruined and your holidays too, your vacation are ruined too. Okay, so I think having several bags will help you carry just what you need. It's true that you will always need something you left home, okay, but try to forget about this situation. Think what you really need as minimum and get a bag for that. Tip number 3, how not to lose too much or no material at all, okay? This is called discipline. I see very often people, they have a friend that is helping them, so they open the bag, they take things out, and then the friend put things in, and you take things in, and you take things out, and whatever, okay? And you end up losing things. The rule is very simple. The person that takes things out of the bag is the person that has to put the thing back in the bag. Why? Because otherwise no one knows if you kept it, if you didn't keep it, if you took it out, if you didn't, whatever, okay? And then everything you have must have a dedicated place in your bag. For example, when I take off the camera hood, the lens hood, I put it always in the same pocket, okay? So when I finish, I know it's there. If it's not there, I've lost it. I can look around, okay? But I don't say, oh, maybe it's still in the car or it's at home or whatever. I know if it's not in this pocket, it probably dropped on the floor, so I can check immediately where it is, okay? So it's very important that flash trigger, whatever, they always go in the same place. Tip number 4, try to think different. Very often I see people doing landscape pictures. They always use the widest lens. Sometimes they crop afterwards, so which is not really logical. They always use the same aperture. If it's for portrait, they always use a tele lens. Try to do things different. Why can you do a landscape with a tele lens? using just part of the landscape you think is interesting. Why can't you do a portrait with wide angle? Portraiting is not just a first really close-up portrait. It can be a full body or someone sitting at a desk and you take more of it. If you use wide lens, wide angle, make sure it does not change the shape too much, so you have to place really in the right place. But try to think different, because this way your pictures will be different than the others. So don't always do the same thing as you see on the internet. Try to do something different, investigate. Tip number 5, I've said it many times, the best material there is the one you own. Why? Because if you start buying more and more and more and more because you think you should need this and you need that and you need this, you end up buying more than the pictures. So it's very important that you say, no, I have this material, I must use this material, okay? And only if I really miss something, I will buy something else. It's more than this. If you, for example, you have 2 lenses, try to go out one day and take only one with you to oblige yourself to cope with this problem, this limitation, and still be creative, still do pictures. Obviously there will be maybe different pictures, but still make good pictures using what you have, because otherwise you're going to get ruined. You will be never satisfied with what you have. Or yes, the seller will be really happy of having a guy like you that is updating his camera every once in a while, okay? But try to use the material you have, and only when you really miss something, then you buy something new or something better. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you to Claudia for being behind the camera. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ericgibaud, my website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can send me an email to info@ericgibaud.com. My Facebook, facebook.com/ericgibaudphoto, my Instagram, @gibaud, my Twitter, ericgibaud, my Google++, ericgibaud. And I think that's it. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.